Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. We're live, and it is England against Romania. It's Jadon Sancho watch because he is starting, thank goodness for that. And it's England's last Euros friendly before we kick off for the Euros. So very, very excited for this. I'm not too sure. We are live, great. That's okay. My screen wasn't showing me live, which is fantastic. So yes, very excited with what is to come. Jadon Sancho watch, as I've just said there. England's last Euros game. In fact, pre-season Euro game. Pre-Euro game. But what I was going to say is that this time next week we'll have completed our first game against Croatia. Of course, we're going to have that as a watch along in a week's time, so make sure you subscribe to That's Football. You're very, very welcome. Also, give us a follow on Instagram. I've dropped the link in the video description there for you as well. Get involved with the channel on Instagram. Lots of fantastic graphics there from Drawty and others, which is fantastic. But let me give you the England team for this game. I can confirm that Jadon Sancho is starting, and I can confirm that Marcus Rashford is the captain, which is great for Marcus Rashford, of course. But, I love you, says Shawnee. Yeah, well, we will have a lot of watch-alongs on this channel for you coming up over the next month. So make sure you subscribe and get involved with the channel. You're very, very welcome. The aim is to have lots and lots of those games as watch-alongs and some surprising watch-alongs as well to come. I can't say much more because technology has to be in our favour, but you could get some very different styled watch-alongs coming up over the Euros. So let's get in. Let's get on with it. Southgate is a clown. Imagine having 3 right-backs but not starting any today, says SB. I'm not going to lie. We are going into a big tournament, England, and I've got to say, I'm not going to lie about this. I'm not. It's a little bit like some people feel about Ollie, I suppose. I would, you know, if Arsene Wenger was in charge of this England team, or even Frank Lampard was in charge of this England team, I'd be really excited. Southgate in charge of England is like your gran playing FIFA for you in the final of some big competition, and she's never played FIFA before. You're not, you know, it really is dull, boring, and infuriating. Southgate is not a good coach. I'm sorry, he's not a good coach. And I know some people want him to be, and I want him to be as well, but he ain't a good coach. He's not. You know, Southgate in charge of Real Madrid? No, they'd never give him the job. England have given him the job because he wears a waistcoat and he's boring. He's a boring coach, and that worries me. But England team is Johnston in goal, Godfrey, White, Mings, Shaw, Grealish, Phillips, Ward-Prowse, Rashford, Calvert-Lewin and Sancho. So I would imagine Rashford to the left of the attack, Sancho to the right of the attack, Calvert-Lewin, Grealish as the 10, Phillips and Ward-Prowse holding, Luke Shaw left back, White and Mings centre back with Godfrey at right back and Johnston playing in goal. The interesting thing about that is that, again, I'm a little bit confused when you look at the bench. You've got Trippier, Pickford, Cody, Henderson, Lingard, Watkins, Bellingham, Kane, Rice, Ramsdale, Henderson. Because none of the Man City and Chelsea players are there and Harry Maguire's still injured, it means he's got to pick people like Godfrey and White and Ward-Prowse, who aren't actually going to be part of the squad next week. So it's a little bit odd in that sense. But in relation to Sancho and Rashford and Ward and Grealish, very exciting, and Luke Shaw to see those players playing. I don't really know much about Romania. I know they're not in the Euros, but they are considered. I'm sure somebody said Romania. I mean, does anybody know? Have we got anybody from Romania? Anybody from Romania? Anyone wants to tell us anything about Romania? Because I'm pretty sure somebody said about Romania about a year ago that they're an exciting side, but they're not in the Euros. Southgate is up. Yeah, I've done that one. Thank you very much. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You're going to wear an England football shirt for Croatia like you did for Colombia. It was funny when you stood up and said, "Come on" in penalties, says Jonathan Yara. I've actually pulled out my old England top, so I've got 3. I've got my red one I wore the other day. I've got I've got about 4 England tops I can wear. So yeah, I will have them out. They're all being washed this week. They're awful, says Connor. Georgie Hadji's a good player. Yeah, he is. He hasn't played since the '94 World Cup. That's when I remember him. But I did like talk about wand of a left foot. Georgie Hadji, what a player he was. Here's a question for you: what clubs did Georgie Hadji play for? I think he played for Galatasaray. Definitely played for Romania, but I think he played for Barcelona as well, didn't he? Very good player if you're of that age. Marcus Rashford, captain. No issues with that. If you look at the team, it's quite an inexperienced team. As a Manchester United fan, Marcus Rashford shouldn't even be at the tournament, but you know, maybe he can prove us wrong with that. But I think there's a lot of United fans that just don't think he's anywhere fit, and we're a little bit worried that because of that he's going to get a little bit of a stick. But he's got a son. He's got a son. Breaking news, Georgie Hadji's got a son, according to the live comments. Oh my God. Man has son. Unbelievable. But yeah, he's I don't know how good Romania are. I don't know how good they are, but I mean, look, from a United point of view, I'm looking forward to watching Sancho today. From an England point of view, I'm looking forward to watching Sancho today. I'm looking forward to watching Jack Grealish, and also low key, who's in the Ward-Prowse has to go squad, because Jordan Henderson hasn't played. I like Jordan Henderson, by the way. This is, you know, a couple of years ago I would have been ridiculing Jordan Henderson. I've got to say, and I've said it a lot over the last couple of years, Jordan Henderson is a fantastic player, but he's not played since February, and he's not playing today, and we're playing in a week, and he's not played since February. Why are we taking a player to the Euros who isn't fit? Harry Maguire is already that player, but at least Harry Maguire played a month ago. Like, Henderson hasn't played in months, and he's not even fit he's got to get on the pitch today, Jordan Henderson. He has to play half an hour today. He's got to play, because if he doesn't, what is the point? We're taking too many players with we're taking too many players on reputation. You know, Henderson, leader but injured. Maguire, leader but injured. Rashford, leader but injured. You know, that's 3 straight away. So yeah, I hope Ward-Prowse has a really good game today, because I think he deserves to be in the squad. And remember, with no Trent Alexander-Arnold, there is a spot in that squad. I think it should go to Ward-Prowse. I know a lot of people think it should go to Lingard. I think it should go to Ward-Prowse. Remember, we've got Foden and Mount to come back. Do we really need, and Sterling, do we really need Lingard as well when we've got Grealish, Rashford? You know, I don't think we need Lingard, but I think we do need a Ward-Prowse, because I'm not hot on Calvin Phillips. If Henderson's not fit, you've got Rice, Phillips, Henderson. I think Ward-Prowse is a very, very good player. I know you got Bellingham as well, but I would take Ward-Prowse, and I think he deserves to go. I think he offers us something a little bit different. But yeah, we'll see about that. Also, Hadji's son is on the bench, says Rares. Great, that's good to know. Also, another little bit of news: Saka has a hip injury. Sorry, 1 minute. Could do it more on Prem games. So yeah, when the players are on the pitch. Yeah, so Saka has a hip injury. I think he's going to be all right, but he might not be all right. If Villa get Prowse and Buendia, can they get Europe, says Brad99. Well, Buendia going to Villa is a good deal, isn't it? And they have got money to spend. So maybe they're spending the Grealish money, though. Because what I thought about that is, can you get Buendia, Ward-Prowse, Barkley and everyone else? Although Barkley's on loan from Chelsea, isn't he? I don't know what the Villa plan is, but it's a good signing. It is a good signing. Godfrey's playing at right back today. Yes, he is. The players are on the pitch and they are singing a bit. They're not just singing anything randomly. They are singing the national anthem. They're not singing a bit of Rihanna, Where's My Umbrella. Being played in Middlesbrough again. They've never been so happy in Middlesbrough. They can't believe it. A relevant city normally. But they have got 2 England games at the moment. And when I say a relevant city I've never been to and probably never will. But England have played twice there this week. They'll probably put up a statue. But no, Middlesbrough used to be a good team. But I'm not hot on the North East football clubs, to be honest with you. I've got nothing against Middlesbrough as a town. I'm just talking about Middlesbrough as a football club. I don't mind Newcastle, but I just find Middlesbrough and Sunderland a little bit too much. I think there should only ever be one North East club in the Premier League. I don't know whether we can get a rule on that, but yeah. Anyway, jokes aside, let's get on with the game. How are we all doing? Very excited for the Euros. Remember, Friday night, Turkey against Italy. I had both those teams going to the semi-finals. So That is a really interesting game. The dark horses of the tournament, they're called. I tell you, I'm so bloody excited for these Euros. Who's excited? I'm excited. I'm really excited about the Euros. I do get giddy about things like this. I mean, 2 weeks of watching wall-to-wall football, I'll be bored shitless of it. But for the first week or so, it's proper exciting. And I think everybody. The English, I've got to say, as English, we're idiots. Well, it's like Christmas when there's an England team in a tournament. We think we're going to win it. We get all hyped up, and then after 3 crap games in the group, we still think we're going to win it, and then we get knocked out, and we think we're the hardest. We think we're so unlucky. So yeah, I tell you what, this England kit that they're wearing here, I've just Seb's got one. This kit that England are wearing today, I thought it was an old kit. We just got it cheap from Sports Direct because he's starting to play football tomorrow. His very first session. He's only free, and we went and got him a kit, and we got him this England kit. And I didn't know, I don't follow England kits, but that kit that England are wearing today is the kit Seb's been bought today as well. So he's wearing the kit. Might have to get, when he comes through in a minute, I'll say, look, they're wearing the kit you've got, Seb. Video idea: make 24-man squad and pick 11 from that by taking a player from each nation in Euros that you think could challenge for the Premier League. Sartek, come on. What are you talking about, Sartek? You know your football kit, Seb. England are wearing it. They're not wearing it now. I'll show them in a minute. But, okay, so we are just about to kick off here. It's 4:58. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff in the UK. And Seb to score the winner in the Euro 25. I don't know. I was at some trials this week. It's bloody competitive, and that was my daughter, so God only knows what it's like for young lads football trials. The quality is exciting in relation to, hopefully we're going to have lots and lots and lots of fantastic young players coming through, because the coaching is so much better. It's so much better than when I was playing. When I used to play, I mean, I had trials when I was like 15, 16, and to be honest with you, literally I went to a trial at Northampton Town, and they just got, let's have a match, 11 aside. Yeah, that was the trial. Whereas this one I was at the other day, it was all sorts of drills and everything. They're looking at all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, good to see England finally catching up with the continent in relation to coaching youth talent, which is good. Anyway, game's about to kick off. England playing in the blue. Jadon Sancho in the number 7 shirt on that right-hand side. Excited to watch a bit of Jadon today. Future United player, hopefully. Rashford captain off the left, and Jack Grealish playing at 10. Also Ward-Prowse. I would love England to go out there and get a few goals today and show boring Southgate. I mean, what's Southgate trying to do this year? Is he trying to be M&S man of 2021? I'm sorry, this I thought all his clothes had got dirty, and maybe he'd put a red football sock in with his clothes and he had nothing else to wear. He's basically wearing a jumper under a suit. At least in the World Cup, he looked quite all right in a waistcoat. Now he's trying to go for something new. Appreciate this, Gareth. You got bloody lucky. You're not a style icon. You got lucky with the waistcoat, and now he's trying to be a style icon. But no, not going with that. But it's a nice England top, that one. Seb's got it now. Wish I had it. Right, we're about to kick off. Players take the knee. I don't have the audio on, so hopefully people aren't booing again. It seems to me that people are applauding it, which is good. I can see people applauding it. And we go. Grealish kicks it off. Nice one, nice one, nice one. I wanna fly up until it hurts. Streets for the songs and streets no words. In Romania. So, and we don't know anything about Romania. I think Dracula lived there in Transylvania. They're on the attack at the moment. That's going to go out for a throw-in. I think Dracula's from Romania, although some people think he's from Whitby in England. I don't know about that. But Nita, Serescu, Nedelatru, Cheriches, Palino, Stanchu, Marin, Cagaldo, Ivan, Alabic, and Pawn. We'll all remember number 17. I don't know whether you pronounce it like that, but it's Paun. Pawn. He might score a stonker. There's all sorts of jokes you could have with that, but you probably don't pronounce his name like that. Hadji is on the bench, number 14. That's Georgie Hadji's son. Doesn't mean he's going to be anything like him. Probably a load of crap. Maybe he just got a career off his dad's name and he's useless. I don't know. Maybe he's good. I don't know. Come on, England. Let's get going. I'm not a big fan of Calvin Phillips at international level, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. But we're a week out. We're a week out, Jim White. We're a week out from the start of the Euros. And hopefully England are going to... Oh, Mings. What is he doing? Bloody prat. How is Tyrone Mings playing for England and Tamori isn't? Answer me that. Answer me that. It's like casting Ian Beale in the latest Scorsese film instead of Leonardo DiCaprio. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, corner to Romania here. Are you doing a watch along of Mayweather versus Logan? Who do you think will win? Says Subby. I would have done it if it was at 10 o'clock at night, but I'm not staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday to watch a Hollyoaks script, because that's what it is. It's scripted. Whatever the outcome is, it will benefit both of them. It's not a real fight, that. So, no, I'm not staying up for that because it's not real. And I'm not putting money into something like that. I actually like real boxing. I'll watch like Joshua and I'll watch Fury, but I ain't watching a bloody scripted fight. I mean, you may as well watch Coronation Street. Again, you may as well have Ian Beale against Phil Mitchell. It's about as real. Jamie says it's real. Bullshit. It's not real. If you know anything about boxing, if that's real, I don't care about... People are talking about, have you seen the size of him? Mate, it doesn't matter about the size. A decent... But look at Manny Pacquiao. He would absolutely knock a 6'6" guy on the ground in seconds. Because the speed and power... It's not about size. Mayweather's one of the... I mean, I know people don't like Mayweather, but he is one of the best boxers of a generation. He would put Paul on his arse in 10 seconds if he wanted to. And he won't do. So it's scripted. USA versus Mexico for the CONCACAF final tonight. Racehorse. And someone just mentioned Mike Tyson there. People who talk about people's size being an impact in a boxing match. Have you seen how hard boxers work? Have you seen how quick they fight? Mike Tyson wasn't big and he was the best heavyweight in the world for a long, long time because he was the best boxer. It's not about how big you are. It's about how good a boxer you are. And Mayweather would absolutely batter any YouTuber. In fact, I think if you put Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and any other... You could probably put both of them in the ring and he'd spark them both out. That's how good a boxer Mayweather is. And you don't appreciate that. A good fight... Why do you think Van Damme they take on 6 people and win, and James Bond? Because good fighters can take out more than one person. And I tell you what, I'd put good money on that. Mayweather in a ring with both those brothers would batter them inside seconds. He'd put both on their arse. But you need to understand boxing to understand that, and people don't. They want to believe the script. Anyway, England, 5 minutes gone, passing it about, boring here. USA versus Mexico for the CONCACAF final tonight, says Racehorse Red. Wasn't even aware of that. Heard the Romanian lad has a reputation for going in hard, says Dan Weston. That's Pond. And Mark, who are the players who will let us down in the Euros? Mings and Stones for me, prone to errors. Well, I don't think that's from... thanks for the super chats, by the way, AS. You can do that through the $ if you want. I don't think that Mings will be playing in the Euros. Nice play by Luke Shaw here. Oh, lovely run by Luke Shaw. Gets it wide to Grealish. Come back, Jack. Oh, I tell you what, every time I see Grealish, he's got to start. Sancho. Yeah, Sancho's a baller as well. Sancho's a lot like Grealish in relation to his balance and his ability with both feet. That's a bloody foul, ref. Grealish doesn't half get fouled a lot. Yeah, keep your eye on Rashford. How fit is Rashford? As an England fan, I would say not very much. But look, maybe a couple of weeks rest. Well, it's not even a couple of weeks rest. It's a week and a half, isn't it, since the final? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'd be very proud to be captain in England, though. Rashford. And so he should be. The game today is in Middlesbrough, Jude Patrick. And Middlesbrough is a little... Well, I don't know anything about Middlesbrough, apart from it's nearly in Scotland. It's very, very far up north in England. What happened in the F1? I don't know. I just saw loads of people going, Hamilton, I can't believe it. Don't know whether it was good or bad. Mark, be honest, you're excited about Euros. Normally I'm buzzing for Euros, but with COVID-19 and games being played in different countries just feels not the same. Yeah, Andrew, I do agree with you on that. I don't think it's the same because of COVID and the fact that, you know, all the pubs you can't, you know, I remember going into pubs, you know, probably 20 years ago when England used to play and absolutely packed out. You'd get there 2 hours before to try and get somewhere near the big screen, and then you'd never go to the toilet even though you were gagging because you didn't want to lose your spot. You know, that's not going to happen now. Social distancing, etc. The stadium's not going to be packed out either. But I'd still rather it happen than it didn't happen. And I certainly think it's a step up from what it could have been. I mean, a behind the closed doors tournament would be absolutely terrible. I don't ever want to go back to that again. Yeah, yeah. Come here. Look, he's wearing your shirt there, look. He's got it on. He's got your shirt and you've got it. Been to the shop and got it, haven't you? There you go. Has it got... Oh, it has got the Nike thing on it as well. Yeah. He's not got one on. He's got a pink one on.
And there's that little guy.
Yeah, that's the England look in the blue. Okay?
I see a little...
So same as you.
More have them.
He's got one as well.
Yes, all lots have one.
Because it's an England one, isn't it? Yeah, that's cool. Got anything that will convince him to wear a football top and get into football at this age. He was like, I don't like the collar. Collar, not colour. This is part of the manipulation to get them in football. But it's worked quite well for me because I actually thought that England top was an old England top. I didn't realise. So have England got a new kit for the Euros? Or are they going to be wearing that kit in the Euros? I don't know. But there you go. They'll change it straight after the Euros, won't they? Cross into the box there. Luke Shaw. I tell you what, Luke Shaw's looking good. Even in the first few minutes, he looks fast and up for it. And I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it, for Southgate? If he goes with Rashford, you've got to go with Shaw, because Shaw and Rashford give you that club chemistry, don't they? That lovely play here between Rashford and Grealish, and Shaw and Grealish. Oh, good tackle. I don't know what Southgate's going to do because I don't really pay enough attention to England. But if he will he start Rashford off there? I don't know. Hey Mark, how are you doing? I DM'd you Tariq Salman's latest tackle in international duty with Qatar on Instagram. My username is Amil Kawari. Thanks, mate. I'll have a look at that later. Romania on the attack here. Here's Porn, number 17. I don't know why I remember who he is. He's the only Romanian name I know. Oh, it was a good chance. A good cross. And he shoots it straight at keeper. Should have scored. England a bit all over the place here. It's Tyrone Mings again. Leaves the man. Look, it's Tyrone Mings. He left him. Crap. Absolute crap. Mings was marking him then, and then he leaves him and gives him about 10 metres. Who do I want to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold? Jack Ward-Prowse. Just for the balance of the squad, really. I'm a bit worried about Henderson. Here's Sancho. Oh. Ward-Prowse. Nice. Into Mings. Grealish. There's another foul. I don't know who that number 6 is for Romania, but he is fouling. His name's Kirchels or something like that. But he is fouling a lot. Give up a foul there. Obviously been told to man-to-man Grealish. James Ward-Prowse. Yeah. Can't keep the ball, says Obakeng. Sancho's onside here. I thought he was offside. Shoot! Oh, could have been great, Sancho. Watch there. Got a bit of space and opened up a shot and just put it over the bar. I think he was offside. He would have been offside anyway. Hey, Mark. Any updates on Maguire's fitness level, says Grace. And hey, Mark, have you heard of Glenn Kamara? says Koleb. No. Maguire's fitness, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't see... I think it's touch and go for Maguire, but, you know, we do need him to be fit. Lovely tackle by Ward-Prowse. Brilliant. Brilliant tackle by Ward-Prowse. Rashford now. He's held onto the ball for too long, which is a big problem with Rashford, to be fair. Grealish. More direct. Go on, Jack. Oh, he overplayed it. But he did well to win a corner. Good play from Grealish and Ward-Prowse there. Yeah, Rashford just holds on to the ball a little bit too much. It's something United fans are aware of. That final ball, that decision making, he's better when he plays on the edge and just doesn't overthink things. But we've won a corner here. Good play by Grealish and good tackle in the first instance by James Ward-Prowse. Corner to England. Mings is going to score. Ward-Prowse. Oh, it's a lovely cross. Headed away. In fact, he's given a foul to Romania. "13 minutes gone. It's on ITV, yes, Jacob, it is on ITV. We've got nearly 10,000 watching as well. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are going to be doing lots of Euro watch-alongs starting from Friday. Luke Shaw's had a good start to the game as well, and he's given a foul. Oh, he's given a foul to England here. Yes, there is an 8 o'clock show on the United stand. Sancho is an average player, says Gamebred. Tell us who you support, Gamebred, and then I'll give you a fair answer on that. We're very close to 414,000, by the way. We're only 51 subscribers away. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And remember to get your notifications on by clicking the bell and ticking your notifications, because we are going to be doing a lot of watch-alongs over the Euros. Some very different types of watch-alongs as well that I think you're going to enjoy. Cross comes in. Oh, it's Ward-Prowse again. Mings should be attacking that. He should be on that. He should be on that like a butter on a scone. Like butter on scone. Do you have butter on your scones? Grealish shoots from distance. Jam on scone. Cream on scone. Like sprinkles on ice cream. Like sugar in tea. If you're unhealthy. Thanks for the contribution, Malik. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, says Isaac. Thanks, Isaac. You watching any of Sweden's games, says Simon? I actually have got the schedule in front of me, so I'll go through that in a little bit. But England win the throw-in here. Just cannot understand how Mings is ahead of Godfrey in the squad. Even Konza is a better player, says Finn White. I think it's just Southgate. Maybe I don't know. It's definitely Southgate. I don't actually understand it myself. I don't mind Tyrone Mings, but I just don't think he's an international class centre back. I mean, God, if he was at Man United, I'd be terrified. Absolutely terrified. Godfrey puts that away. Did you know Shaw was fasting? Says Bazos. I didn't know that, and I don't think it's true either. And we got through the last World Cup because of set pieces. So for me, James Ward-Prowse gets in the squad. Says Dane Grayson. Mark my meringue is more exciting than this, says Fred. Hey, look, if you're not into the tournament, if you're not interested in the tournament, then what can I say? I'm excited about the Euros. I'm excited about having a bit of a chat with you lot pre-Euros. And it's a chance to have a look at some of the lads before the tournament kicks off on Friday. I do agree with that previous comment, though. Is it the same as a normal tournament? Of course it's not. Nothing's the same at the moment. But you've got to. The show must go on. And I was saying that before. I think if there was no fans in the ground, it would make me turn off completely. But the fact that there are fans in the ground, I think that just gives it that little bit of something. Can players who weren't in the provisional squad still be called up for the Euros, seeing as Trent got injured? For example, someone like Wan-Bissaka. It can happen, Ewan Black, but it never will happen. It won't happen. The players who are on standby, whether it be Godfrey or White or Lingard or Ward-Prowse, one of those players will go. Nice ball into Calvert-Lewin here. And keeper's got hold of that. Do I think Haaland will go to Chelsea? Says Io. I don't think it's impossible, but I actually don't think they're going to sell Haaland and Sancho this summer. Hey Mark, why don't you do your Euro fantasy team? Says Malik. And Mark, who do you reckon is it? What do you reckon is it coming home? Says Rudolph the Red. No, I don't think it's coming home. But if you haven't watched my European Euros predictor show, then I do fancy England to do quite well, being considering most of their games are being played at Wembley. So there is a real opportunity for England to do well. I mean, of course, Wembley won't be full, but you know, a lot of the games are going to be like home games for England. So they've got to. I think the only game that won't be at Wembley for England if they win their group is the quarter-final, which is in Rome. If you were Rashford, would you risk getting a career-ending injury by continuing to play with not one but two surgery-requiring injuries? Says Baloo. As a footballer, I might do it, Baloo, but it's not. You know, there's so much. There's so much specialism in sports injury now that they know that Rashford's injuries, and they should. You know, it's not like people don't know that Rashford needs an operation. Like they know. Southgate knows. Solskjaer knew. So putting it onto Rashford's shoulders. I mean, apparently he's got an injured shoulder as well. But putting it onto Rashford's shoulders is really passing the buck to a young lad in his early 20s who wants to play football. Really, it comes down to strong management. And Solskjaer and Southgate should not be putting it on the shoulders of a young lad who's clearly carrying a few injuries. You know, they should make the decision. Although today he doesn't look like he's, you know, injured, does he? He doesn't. He look. I mean, clearly he is, but he doesn't look too bad. Mark, don't forget soon it will be World Cup next year in Qatar. More buzzing for that. As first time World Cup played at Christmas and also first played in the Middle East, as Andrew C. Yeah, will there be fans there for that though? You know, World Cup is not far away at all. You're right. But I'm just trying to figure something out. The Euros should have happened last summer, so this summer would not be. Next summer would be the World Cup. So actually, we've got 3 major tournaments in 3 years, haven't we? Because we've got the Euros this summer because it's been postponed. We've got the World Cup would normally be next summer, but it can't because it's at Christmas. And then the next summer, but the summer after that is the Euros. So, because remember, the next Euros is in 3 years. Here's Sancho. Oh, lovely ball by Sancho. Rashford ain't going to get that. Keeper's there. Good play though. I'm also not so sure that I'm excited about the World Cup being played at Christmas. Don't know about that one. As a novelty, it's going to happen, but I do think that I think that whole tournament should have been in England anyway. Although most of the Euros is in England, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. It won't be cold, Robin. It's in the Middle East. It's going to be very, very hot, in fact. He just said it's going to be cold playing it at Christmas. Not in Qatar, mate. It will be actually quite warm. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're really close to 414,000. Get involved with the channel. Everyone's welcome on That's Football. Lots of watch-alongs to come. And there's Ben White into Sancho. Of course, United might go for Ben White. I hope not. Of course, the Qatar World Cup, I mean, how many stadiums are they building for it as well? And what will happen to those stadiums afterwards? I just always think about, you know, when America had the World Cup, at least those stadiums will then be used for like American football and stuff. What's going to happen in Qatar with all these stadiums? How many are they building? Turkey versus Italy predictions, says Franco. Just very excited for it. Can't wait. I think that's in Rome as well. So, you know, a bit of home support for Italy. I heard somebody saying today that lovely play by Rashford. This is, could have been a goal. Good play by Rashford there. I heard somebody saying that people are sleeping on Italy. Don't ever say that. You never say people are sleeping on a team in blue, because it just makes me think of Leicester. Lovely takedown by Rashford there on the chest. Nothing wrong with his right shoulder. Good minute of action there for Rashford. Calvin Phillips with the switch of the play. Sancho grabs hold of it on the right. Lovely touch. What can you do creative-wise? Oh, you should have hit that first time, Godfrey. Bloody hell. You're right-footed, mate. Why didn't you hit it right? Why didn't you hit it first time? Player hits it off his left. Sancho teased it. Just hit that. Hit it. Players will be peak fitness mid-season, could benefit England, but at the cost of the back half of the Premier League. That's an interesting point, Dane Grayson. Interesting point, that. Players should be a lot fitter for the World Cup than they are for the normal World Cup at the end of a season. Come on, England, let's get a few goals here. Hey Mark, Qatar in the summer reaches 60 degrees, so that's why it got pushed to the winter. We finished 8 in 8 the stadium. Seats will be donated for schools in Africa, plus final stand will become 8 uni. There you go, says AMK. There we go. And Advath says, do you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka deserved to be in the England squad without any bias? Your opinion? No bias, Advath. I think it's a difficult one with Wan-Bissaka, because you've got to look at the competition. I rate Reece James. Kyle Walker can play as a right-sided centre back. So those two, you can see why he's done it. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not as good defensively, but he's miles better going forward. And Trippier is an experienced balance player. I'm quite surprised. Here's Sancho. I'm quite surprised in lovely Ward-Prowse there. Ward-Prowse is having a cracking game. I'm quite surprised that Southgate would go for the... I mean, to be honest with you, you go for Trent for his attacking ability. You don't go for Trent for his defensive ability. And yet Southgate's a very defensive coach. So I'm surprised he doesn't like Wan-Bissaka. Don't get why he doesn't like Wan-Bissaka, to be honest with you. But then he likes Tyrone Mings, who, again, is just not that good on the ball. So, yeah, I'm surprised that Southgate doesn't like Wan-Bissaka. But to be honest with you, I can sort of, you know, there's a lot of competition for the place. Yeah, I just put a tweet out there saying that he's got to be on the plane for me, Ward-Prowse. He's playing so much better than Calvin Phillips. All stadiums have AC units, could be played in the summer, says Sari. And US college football have 10 stadiums that hold 100k, says Jake Snacks. Somebody just said Sancho's crap. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm very happy if United spend £80 million on Jadon Sancho. I don't think he's crap at all. If you think he's crap, you jog on. I'm more than happy for United to spend 80 million on him, and we'll see who's right. Who would you pick in a 1v1 game? 99 Man United or 2000 Man United? For me, 2008 because of the talent and ruthlessness we had. Patrick, it's definitely 99 because it's got Roy Keane in it. Simple as that. If you're talking about the final, I'd have to go 2008 because Keane and Scholes didn't play in the final. But no, that 99 team was elite. That's why it's got the best record. Although 08 team should be a treble winning side. If it wasn't for the referee against Portsmouth in the Cup, we would have won the FA Cup that year as well. 26 minutes gone. Ward-Prowse, nice. The thing I like about Ward-Prowse is his distribution of the ball is always very good. Would you take Tielemans at United, says Malik? Yes. I mean, you're not aware that we've got McFred in the midfield? I'd take Ward-Prowse at United. I'd consider taking Mark Noble for a year at United. That's a foul on Grealish again. Yes, true, in the summer stadiums are 18 degrees, but outside it's 60 degrees, says AMK. And Callum Murray says England are so boring to watch. Mate, this is the problem. We've got really good players, but we haven't got really good coach. I mean, here's something for you. Who is Southgate's assistant coach, and where did he get them all from? Like, did they all come from... Are they all his mates from Middlesbrough? Is he like Ollie using Kadeki and McKenna? Or has he actually got decent coaches behind him? Because Luke Shaw looking in that England kit says... I don't know what that means, MP, but there you go. I'm going to say he looks good. Who do I think is going to win the Euros, Theo? I think I went with France, didn't I? Which is really unimaginative. I'd love a Turkey or an Italy or an England to win it, but I think it will be France. They've got so much quality, haven't they? Even if France don't play well, they've got that moment with an Mbappe or a Pogba or a Griezmann, and then the defence is so good as well. Do you think Wales will do well at the Euros, says Joel? No. Got to the Euros. They got to the bloody semi-final last time, didn't they, Wales? But yeah, thinking about it, in the last two major tournaments, British countries have had been semi-finalists. Wales in the Euros and England in the World Cup. But no, I don't imagine Wales will do well. Are you watching the Mayweather versus Paul fight tonight? Good shot there from Pawn, and he's in white as well. Good shot. But are you watching the Mayweather versus Paul fight? No, Ben, because it's a script. I'm surprised there's not a spoiler out about what's going to happen, because it's definitely been scripted. As I said before, if you know anything about boxing, Mayweather would knock him out in 10 seconds if he wanted to. But obviously that's not going to happen because they got to make the money. They got to make the money. Somebody was saying there's no referees or something like that. I love the people in the live chat who say, it's not a script. It's not a script. Mate, it's called opinion. Like, deal with it. You won't change my opinion. I've been watching boxing for years. I know, and I don't particularly like Mayweather, but he's a very good boxer. And if he wanted to knock anybody out in 10 seconds who's never been in a ring before, he'd knock them out. So there's no judges either. It's just an exhibition. Oh, here we go. This one makes me laugh the most. Here we go. What did I say? If you don't know anything about boxing, please don't comment. Somebody just said there, Mayweather's not a knockout specialist. So the fact that Mayweather doesn't knock out other boxers means that he can't knock out a YouTuber. Come on. It's not. If I get in the ring with Mayweather, do you think he's not going to knock me out because he's not really a knockout specialist? I mean, you either know something about boxing or you don't. If you're spending 17 quid on it, get your mum's lipstick and write mug on your forehead, because I'm telling you now, that will not be a 10-second knockout. That will be something that benefits brand Paul and benefits brand Mayweather, because that's all it is. That's all it is. It's not sport, it's entertainment, written by the Hollyoaks producer. It's not even Scorsese. It'll be boring. But you stay up and watch it. It's you people who are making them millionaires, to be honest with you, and fair play to them. As a United fan, I really don't see what all the fuss is about with Sancho. I would much prefer Grealish. What do you think? But Stephen, unless you watch Dortmund play every game, you're not going to understand what Sancho is all about. And I don't watch Sancho play every game, but like, people watch him play for England in a friendly and go, oh, he's shit. Like, it's this flip-flop nature of football that frustrates me. What a header! It's the bar, Calvert-Lewin! Ward-Prowse with the cross again. Calvert-Lewin heads it against the bar. I mean, edge of the box when he headed it as well. So lots of power on the header. And it hits the bar. It's hit the Denver. Joe Watt says, how can it be a script when Mayweather doesn't read? Joshua King, I literally said I don't watch all Dortmund games. But what I'm saying is people who say Sancho's shit clearly don't watch all of Sancho's games for Dortmund. I don't watch them all, but I know what he does for Dortmund because I keep an eye on it and I'll watch the highlights of the games and things like that. But to say, I mean, these people who just say, oh, Sancho's shit because they're absolutely bitter jealous that he's coming to United. Like, they don't know anything about football. Ward-Prowse has been excellent. DJ Smith, I think he should go to the Euros. I really do. Lovely cross as well. And I think that for me is, from Southgate, one of the most disappointing things, that he left Ward-Prowse out in the first place. Has anyone got tickets to go and watch the Euros anyway? I mean, this is the funny thing. You know, I think of the Euros like they're going to be in Portugal or something like that. These games are happening all over the world, aren't they? I didn't see the F1 today. I'm going to watch it the highlights later, Daniel O'Brien. But yeah, apparently it was a good race. Yeah, but has anyone got tickets for the Euros? Because there are a lot of people saying they have, like Jamie has and I'm Max has. Mark, people are saying that this is all leading up to Jake Paul versus Mayweather. I think it will happen because Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul is scripted, says KMD. It's all over Europe, Gregor, yeah. It is all over Europe. But for England, it's a weird tournament. Like I say, if England win their group, they'll only play one game outside of Wembley, which is the quarter-final, which would be in Rome. Wijnaldum's joined PSG, so I am surprised by that, Rush. I really am. I thought that Wijnaldum was going to go to Barcelona because there's a footballing project, you know. Barcelona, bigger club than PSG. You know, few, play for Koeman and all that, and Messi, but he's doubled his money at PSG, hasn't he? So, yeah. I mean, that's a good, you know, from a United point of view, that's good. There's a good element to that for United because I was fearful that Zidane might go to PSG and therefore Pogba, maybe Varane, with Zidane at PSG because they've got the money. But it looks like Pochettino's going to stay. So, yeah. Foden, Mount, Grealish, which do you go with? Says Joel Johnson. I'd go with Grealish. But he probably only pick one, won't he? Ooh. Tyrone Mings with the foul there. Matt Wall says, love watching you, Mark. Not a United fan, but still find you really fun to watch. Thanks, pal. And Luke Shaw's been class again, says Rourke. Money talks, Mark says hypertext in relation to Wijnaldum. People would crap on pro wrestling, but then would proceed to unironically watch Mayweather versus Logan and Woodley versus Jake. William Keller. I don't get it. I mean, look, each to their own. You know, some people hate my content, some people love my content, so I can't sit here and say, don't watch this boxing, it's a farce and that. But I'm a boxing fan. I like boxing. It's a professional sport, and I've said this before. It's like, you know, I sometimes play like YouTuber games, and they're fun, but it's not this. Probably, in fact, I'd probably play better than this England team, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm playing the sport. I'm not professional. It's just a version. It's just like a comedy version of it, really. And that's what I think about these YouTuber boxing matches. They're just, it takes the piss out of a professional sport. That, you know, if you think about a Fury or a Joshua, they can fight once, maybe twice a year, because the conditioning they have to get into for what might only be a 2 or 3 minute fight. I mean, sometimes it's half an hour. It's massive, and they're training every day. And yet people think that they can, you know, I'm having a boxing match. But this is what I mean. If you understand boxing, you know that that fight is a script, because prop boxers are just, they're unbelievable. They're unbelievable. I've done a bit of sparring with decent boxers. And I haven't sparred. Actually, I've not sparred. I'm telling a bloody lie. I haven't sparred with any decent boxers because I wouldn't be sat here now. I've been in boxing training venues where there's been box sparring. Like, I've been and watched some sparring before. The speed is unbelievable. You think with your vest on in front of your mirror in the morning with your little, you know, with your pecs, like, look at me, is fast. Oh my God, they're fast but powerful. They can throw 4 or 5 punches in 3 or 4 seconds, and every one of them would knock you out. It's unbelievable. What a goal! Oh, that was nearly unbelievable as well from Rashford. Edge of the box. He caught it well. It was Rashford, I think. It was so fast. And he smashed the bar as well. He smashed the Denver. Lovely hit. Ward-Prowse tries to put another cross in. Show us the replay. I want a replay, please. What a hit. It was Sancho. It was Sancho. I thought it was Rashford cutting in from the left, but it was Sancho. What a hit. Oh, what a hit. I can tweet. I was too busy talking about boxing. I only saw it leave the foot. Look at that by Sancho. Oh, I tell you what, if that goes in, it's a cracking goal. It's got bend on it, and he smashes the bar. Sancho smashes the bar from the edge of the box, and the bar is still rocking like a 21st birthday party. Absolutely fantastic. Unlucky, hits the bar though. Another free kick for England though. Watch Ward-Prowse. He can't shoot from here, but he can put a cross in. Martial scores that, says Sam. Please subscribe, by the way. We're really close to 414,000. You're all welcome on here. Doesn't matter who you support. Even Arsenal fans are welcome. Ward-Prowse with the cross. Oh, and Godfrey. Well, no, I think it was Calvert-Lewin. Gets there ahead of the keeper, but he's going to struggle to score because it's hit the top of his head. Who's working on the cameras here today? They're so slow. No, it is Godfrey. Oh, I don't know. Hey, someone's on the pitch with his top off. You wonder what the point is with running on the pitch these days. I mean, if you're going to do it, you know, this has been happening for years. Have something like different. You know. This game screams Mason Mount, the title Little Wizard, says Aaron. And he's magic, Bruno, Portuguese Magnifico. Try that, Mark, says Shremkel. And hey, Mark, was just wondering if you were going to watch the US versus Mexico Nations League final tonight. Excited for this young US team for the first time in a very long time, says Connor Lee. What time is it on? And Zidane to United, says Lonely Loner on a lonely road alone. I think you're going to be lonelier with that because Zidane's not coming to United, mate. 5 minutes to go to half-time. We've hit the bar a couple of times. Calvert-Lewin with a good header and Sancho with a good shot, but it remains 0-0. England have definitely been better than the game against Austria, by the way. I thought against Austria we never looked like scoring. Two in the morning. I won't be watching that, no. Definitely not. Can you check out Glenn Kamara Rangers Perfect CDM, says Kuleb. What? Well, I'd rather Ollie checked him out. It's not. I already know 6 CDMs United should buy, but it doesn't look like Ollie's doing anything. Send an email to Ollie and tell him to get his arse in gear. Chris Michener says Ataro Gatti was 5'8", 140 pounds, and beat up 6 bouncers at a nightclub in Brazil, then walked to his car 2 years after retirement. Boxers are incredible. Yeah, Chris, people don't want to listen though. They want to think a YouTuber can train for a couple of years and get in the ring with a great boxer and beat them. It just totally disrespects what boxing's all about. It's a profession that people have done for years and years and years and years. They don't work in bloody Carphone warehouse for 6 months and then get in the ring and have a heavyweight fight with bloody Anthony Joshua. It's conditioning, it's speed, it's elite sport. And you know what? If Mayweather got in the ring with any normal person, he'd knock him out within seconds. But that's not going to happen because it's scripted. But you enjoy it. You enjoy the script. And I'm not talking about the one with Danny. Who would you watch? YouTube 11 versus Man United, says Ash G. Oh yeah, because that would go really well. It was the same sort of thing. You know, we could all, you know, you get 11 YouTubers and we all train every day for a week for 6 months, and then we play Man United. They'd still beat us 20-0, and that's a very good point, Ash G. Mark, what's your top 5 managers of all time? KMD. Of all time, Sir Alex Ferguson, obviously. I've always loved Sir Bobby Robson. I did love Brian Clough, even though I didn't see most of his career. I just liked his interviews and stuff. So those 3, and then I suppose you wander into. I like Ancelotti. I've always liked Ancelotti, and I don't think anybody can argue with that. I do like Ancelotti. And then the 5th one's difficult because I mean Pep's a very, very good manager and Mourinho's a very good manager, but have I ever really loved them as my style of manager? No, not really. So I don't know who my 5th one would be. I respected Wenger, but again, I don't think I would say I loved him. But Wenger would be a candidate, yeah. So the season finished for United. You said you would judge them at the end. What is your verdict? The Europa League final should have helped you decide. I don't think you can cut it at United, says John. My verdict is that he has to have another year because of what he did in the league. Do I think he'll be good enough? Oh, good play here by Romania. Into the box. Good save by Sam Johnston. It was good play. They carved us open there. And they're still on the attack. And he's going to get another shot off. And it's over the bar. But that was good play by Romania. And it was a good save by Sam Johnston. And they did carve us open. They've not played too bad, Romania. Again, it's Tyrone Mings pulled out of position. And it's just a quick 1-2. Mark, waiting for another read-along. Any plans, says Rafa. Read-along. Oh, of my scripts. Yeah, that was good fun. I need to do something on my channel, actually. I'm struggling for content on my channel because I want to do Cooking with Goldbridge, but it actually takes a few hours to do that. And I'm so busy like doing stuff for like United Stand and That's Football. It's difficult to find the time to do cooking. And then I'm like, I want to do a reacts thing, but I don't know what to react to because my last reaction video didn't do that well. So I'm like, oh, people are probably bored of that now. Vandy Candy says Grealish is the only player who is capable of playing against low blocks out there. Max Riley, thanks for the super chat. I've done Sidemen already, mate. I don't want to keep doing the Sidemen. It comes across as a bit desperate. So we're nearly at half time here. What we're going to do at half time is what I promised we'd do at half time on Wednesday. Every Premier League team we're going to go through together as a chat and name one player that we think as a transfer would a realistic one as well, because otherwise we'll just say Messi for everyone. One realistic signing for each club this summer that will improve them. We're going to do that at half time. I've done a try not to laugh and it didn't make me laugh. Oh no, it's all right. Wait, Ben White clears it. So we're nearly at half time now. Luke Shaw's limping. Yeah. And that's half time. Oh, God. So let me stop the clock. So 0-0 at half time. My thoughts on that half are that typical sort of end of season friendly, really. But I'd expect England to be able to score goals, and we haven't seen that, of course. Right, let's have a little bit of fun. There's not a lot to talk about in relation to that, so let's have a little bit of fun here. I'm going to just go and establish what the Premier League table is, and we're just going to go down in order here. So what we're going to do now is one signing for each club that's realistic, that should be a priority for each club. So you can get involved in this in the chat. Let's go. We're going to start from top to bottom. So the point of reacting to stuff isn't to add onto it, says Matt Hunt. But what are you on about? What you're on about, Matt? The point of reacting to things is for people to see you're reacting to it. Otherwise, you may as well just watch the video that you're reacting to. So I don't know what you're talking about there. Mark, is it true that Brian Robson was the best captain for Manchester United? Says Azing. I don't know, because I didn't really witness it, mate. Roy Keane for me. Mark, Arsenal anti-bias, 97-98. We had one of the best attacking football the universe has ever seen. Also, George Graham did well with not brilliant players when he was manager and not much money to spend, unlike Ollie, says Zayn Miassi. Villa making big club moves, and what are we doing? Sweet FA, says Henry Arnold. And would you do a watch-along to Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury on the underquad to Tyson Fury versus Wilder, says Man United FC, 1999. They're an idiot. The boxing world should not be entertaining this, but they clearly like it, so whatever. Look, let's start off with Manchester City. We're going to do one realistic signing for each club in the Premier League that you think those clubs should make. So, starting off with Manchester City, I actually do think personally Man City should be a striker, and I think that player should be. I don't know. It's difficult with Pep's style of play, isn't it? But I think that they need a striker that can play football, really. And I'm not convinced that Haaland and Kane will suit Pep's style of football, but they do need a number 9. Andre Silva, a few people are saying that. I actually think. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm going to say most people are saying Kane in the chat. For me, I actually think Messi. I think Messi would be perfect for them in that sort of false 9 position. But yeah, we'll go with Kane then. Manchester United, for me, it's a CDM, and I think that the best CDM that Manchester United could buy would probably be that's realistic. I mean, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? But if I said to you Bissouma for United, you'd say you're having a laugh when you're being linked to Sancho and Varane. But United need a specialist centre defensive midfielder who can take the ball off the back foot. So I agree, a Declan Rice or someone like that, they definitely are missing a trick. United need a centre defensive midfielder, and that should be the priority. We're going to be talking about it on the 8 o'clock show tonight on the United Stand. That the Sancho obsession is a bit weird, because why is Sancho the priority? We didn't struggle to score goals last year, and I like Sancho, but it feels to me like, yeah, we do need Sancho, but calling it the marquee signing, calling it the big saviour signing, it's just complete glazonomics to convince people to buy shirts. It's a Galactico signing, it's not a team signing. So I would say CDM of quality for United. So whoever you've got for that, I would agree. In third place, it was Liverpool. So Liverpool, who do you think Liverpool need as a priority, realistic signing this summer? Well, they've already got Konate, so you could already say that they've done it. But I think with Wijnaldum going, they do need to bring a midfielder in, because I always felt that Liverpool's best midfield was Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum. So I actually do think a Tielemans would be a good player for Liverpool. I do. Rafinha to Liverpool, but would he start? If you keep Mane and Salah, is he a starter? Again, you could look at a Firmino replacement, but I do think that for Liverpool it should be a midfielder, and I actually think Tielemans would work quite well for them. I mean, a lot of people saying Mbappe and Daka and people like that. I'd say Tielemans. A few people saying different. Tony, people like Tony from Brentford. Pellegrini from Roma, says Ihab. So yeah, interesting for Liverpool. Chelsea, it's got to be a striker, and I think that I would say Lukaku or Haaland. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We're talking about one realistic signing that each club should make as a priority. And I think for Chelsea, it's got to be a striker. And therefore, you're talking Erling Haaland or you're talking Romelu Lukaku. So, yeah, one of those two quite easy. For Chelsea, next two clubs, who came 5th and 6th? So, Leicester. I mean, for Leicester, it's depth. It's depth for Leicester. If they don't lose anybody, then I think their starting 11's quite good. But I think they need either a top-class winger or a top-class striker. I actually think for Leicester, someone like a Jesse Lingard would be good. I think Jesse Lingard would be good for Leicester because World Cup or treble, says Scott. Very treble, easy. Tammy Abraham for West Ham. We have one senior striker, says Mikey Timpson. Wait your turn. React to the worst F1 crashes, says Thomas Webster. But Ivan Toney for Leicester, not a bad idea. But yeah, someone like that. You know, a backup striker who's good. Tammy Abraham, some people said that as well. Or a Jesse Lingard or something like that, I would agree. What about West Ham? Well, it sounds like West Ham need a striker, assuming everybody stays in the position that they are. I mean, they also need another Jesse Lingard. They also need Jesse Lingard. He's not your player, West Ham, and you saw how good he was. So how you can say West Ham shouldn't get Lingard when he was awesome for you? I think West Ham and Leicester are probably in a similar situation where Jesse Lingard would be perfect for them because you're not going to have him next year. Raul Jimenez to West Ham, says KMD. If he got over his injury problems, yeah, I think he would be good. Arsenal fans, you're still going to be in for a wait because we're only at 6th. Still a while to go for you. Tottenham, one realistic signing for Tottenham that they should be making. Depends if Harry Kane goes, really. If Harry Kane goes, you're in that situation where you need a striker. And I think Andre Silva of Eintracht Frankfurt would be very good for them. But if Harry Kane stays, I think for Spurs, it's almost like they need a Grealish or a Maddison or a Jesse Lingard or someone like that. I think Spurs suffer. You know, Christian Eriksen was a really good player for them, and I think Spurs are I know they've got Lo Celso, but I think Spurs, and I know they've got Dele Alli, but I think Spurs miss a really consistent number 10. You know, a Bruno, someone like that. Which is sad for them because they could have got a Bruno. So I think, you know, maybe a Maddison or a Lingard or someone like that would be good for Spurs for me. Ben Thatcher says Zaha, or another winger could be good. But yeah, interesting. Sabitzer says Jack Kloll, good, yeah. Tarkovsky, Spurs need quite a lot, don't they? Really, they do need quite a lot. Their defence is an issue, says Matthew Ruddy. So they need a manager as well, Connor. What makes you start the United stand, says Azinga. God, it's a long story, mate, and it's a well-known story. But basically, I was lying on a lilo in Mallorca, and I just thought, you know what? I'm fed up of writing in bloody fan forums and waiting for people to reply. I'd just rather I want something a little bit more interactive. So went on YouTube and sort of started from there, really. That's the short, long story. But it started on a lilo in Mallorca. So, Arsenal, 8th. God, get the list out. What do Arsenal need as a priority? I mean, I see Arsenal being linked to people like Bendia. I see them being linked to people like Basuma and Ruben Neves. I mean, Arsenal have got a lot of problems. But if you had one signing for Arsenal, what would you do? Grealish. Realistic, I said. Awar. Yeah, I think that with Odegaard going, you do have Smith Rowe. You've got Saka. You've got Aubameyang. Do you need a really good striker? Do you need a really good winger? You've got Pepe. It's hard to know with Arsenal because I think they need to make some big decisions around what's going to stay and what's good enough to stay. But I do think that with Arsenal, a really good number 10 would be useful. Sanderberg, says Thomas. Kunde, got no chance. Marvin AM. They ain't getting players like this. Basuma would be good. Yeah, Zaha, I think, would potentially good. Delit, he got no chance. Ben White, I don't want him anywhere near me team. They need a whole new team. Coutinho, Coutinho at Arsenal actually wouldn't be a bad shout, you know. He wouldn't be a bad shout. You can have Andreas Pereira for free, don't worry about that. So yeah, Arsenal's a difficult one. It gets difficult the further you go down. I mean, Leeds, I'm almost going to give up on this now because I think you start to go down the league. You get to the point where it's like these teams need a lot. They do need a lot. Ward-Prowse. Let's just talk about that first half for a moment. we do have this debate about who is going to be the player that replaces Trent Alexander-Arnold in the team. And I do think it should be Ward-Prowse. I know a lot of people think Jesse Lingard, but I do think that Ward-Prowse is the player that needs to go. Some fantastic ball delivery in that game. I'm massively worried about Jordan Henderson. I know he's a leader and I know he's a good player, but why is he part of this tournament when he hasn't played since February and he's not played in any of the friendlies yet? So I think Ward-Prowse does need to go. But I think that Southgate is a little bit like Ollie. I think he has his favourites. And therefore, I do not think he will take Ward-Prowse. I think that he will take Lingard because I think that's what he's looking to do. Hey, Mark, can you do a Sean Dyche impression? Says Sean O'Sullivan. Not on tap because then everyone asks for it. Max Riley says, please reply, which I just have. Advas says, Ward-Prowse is too good not to be picked. And knowing Southgate, he'll probably call up another defender, says James. And should have taken Tamori, says please reply. I mean, I do agree with that. I don't know. I mean, Tyrone Mings has been part of the squad for a long time. I think Southgate's just showing the loyalty there. But I don't think that he is that good, to be honest with you. I don't. Would you take Ward-Prowse at United? Well, he's better than what we've got in the pivot. But I do believe that Manchester United should probably be looking for a little bit better than that. Ward-Prowse was fantastic in the first half. He defo should be going. Why United not looking at him, says Darry75. Yes, there is an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand. Looking forward to that. Somebody did actually say a bit of a spoiler here. Well, it's not a spoiler. It's a bit of a promo, I suppose. A lot of people have said to me, what's happening with the Euros watch-alongs? Well, I've got my schedule in front of me. It's, you know, everyone else has a Euro planner. This is the Goldbridge planner because I've got to plan it out. There's so much to do. So, I mean, I've got things like 10 a.m, United Stand, 2 o'clock, Wales. So, first game is on 8 o'clock on Friday, which is Italy against Turkey. And then from Saturday, you get 3 games a day. So, you've got Wales at 2 o'clock. I think it's... I don't know what's that. Is it Sweden at 4 o'clock and not Belarus, they're not here. Belgium versus Russia at 8 o'clock. Now, there are certain games that I can't do. I can't do 3 games a day, most days actually. But what I'm thinking of doing is that on the Sunday night show on the United Stand, we normally have 5 or 6 people on. So what I'm thinking is, what we could do is have watch-alongs that I can't do on That's Football, where we get a couple of people from the United Stand to come and do it. So it could be like Jay and Kev, who come and do Belgium versus Russia on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock with the live comments and interact like that. So rather than not doing it, could do that. So could get Beth and Joe, or different combinations. So I'm quite interested in that, and I think it's quite a good idea. Because a lot of people will know these people from the United Stand, and then you get to watch a game with them and have a beer and stuff like that. Would only for the games I can't do, by the way. I will still be doing a lot of them. Scotland are beating Luxembourg 1-0. Wow. What do you think about Sterling not performing recently, says Matt? Well, I think that's not a bad idea. But I'd also think that Sterling hasn't been around for a long time because of the Man City final. I mean, what that raises a good point for me. What do you think Southgate's starting lineup is going to be for the for that? I'm not doing Euros watch-alongs are only going to be on this channel, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. The Euros will not be on the United Stand. United Stand is never anything but United stuff. So there'll still be the morning show, there'll still be the evening show, there'll still be transfer shows and everything like that. That'll be all on United Stand. The Euro stuff will be on here. So that's how that works. What's your opinion on Man City left-back situation, says Max Riley. Yeah, he's never really sorted it out, has he? Never really sorted it out. So, yeah. Villa signed Bendia yesterday. Will be confirmed next week. Ward-Prowse is on his way as well, says Jordan A. That makes me wonder. Here's a question then: If Bendia is going to Villa, which he has, and Ward-Prowse is going to Villa, does that mean Grealish is going to leave? Or does it not? Probably not. Tierney or Robertson, who's better in your opinion, says Aidan. Robertson, easily. I think Robertson had a bad season last year, but I think he's one of the best left-backs in the world. I don't think Tierney's one of the best left-backs in the world. Lovely weather. It's not been that great here in the Midlands today. It's brightened up a little bit later, but it's been quite... it rained this morning. It's been quite overcast. Andy Benji says there's no chance that Ward-Prowse is going to go to Villa. Well, he might do. Sleeping Giant, Villa. Anyway, players are coming out for the second half. It's on ITV, Patricia. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 414,000. I'm just going to check now, actually. Get that off. There we go. Hendo is coming on for Calvin Phillips. Yeah, that needs to happen. That is very important. That gives me more confidence. Very much so. So let's get the second half up and running. I don't like that Euros ball. I've never been one of them people who gets excited about balls. Only my own. But no, I don't. People go, have you seen the official Euro 2020 ball? No, and I don't really want to. But whatever gets you going at the end of the day. Okay, Henderson on is good. Another foul on Grealish there. Come on, England, get a couple of goals. So Calvin Phillips has gone off and Jordan Henderson is on. The reason for an English bias in the Premier League is because English players are proven, hence better resale value if it doesn't work out, hence the English tax, says Stockton. Not really sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure it made sense. Love balls me, says Aaron Barlow. And here we go, Ward-Prowse on the front. I mean, how can you not take a player to a tournament that you've got on free kick? Oh, how's he missed that? Bloody Calvert-Lewin, you prat. How's he missed that? Go and wash your mouth out. That's bad breath finishing, that is. Straight at the bloody keeper. So Gigi just said, what a save. It's bloody straight at him. What a save. He's lying on his arse and the ball's just landed in his lap. Nearly said his cock. But, it's just a bad finish, that is. He's got to score that. And another delightful cross by Ward-Prowse. And I've got to say, I feel sorry for Ward-Prowse because, an assist would be great for him in his chances. Man United on penalties if they sign Sancho, says Matt Riley. And who would replace Southgate when done for England, says David Page. At the moment, I think that Lampard would be a good replacement. I also think that Wenger, if he was still up for it, would make a good national coach. Oh, that's a nasty tackle, surely. Not given. Referee says play on. Apparently it was Godfrey who missed. But this is what I mean. The replays are so shit. The header, which I thought Godfrey did in the first half, they were showing Calvert-Lewin going, oh. And then with that one, I don't know who's on the camera job here today, but he needs to be sacked. He's certainly, he's from bloody Poundland. The replays are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Would you rather win the World Cup once and the Champions League once, or the Champions League 5 times? Champions League racehorse red. What is it with people and hypotheticals? It makes no. I don't actually. I don't actually go to sleep at night thinking, would I rather win the World Cup once and the Champions League once or the Champions League 5 times? I don't, because I have no control over it. I suppose some people love hypotheticals. For me, I just find them a little bit... Does it really matter? But look, appreciate the super chat, Racehorse Red. Not digging you out at all. I just don't... I just find hypotheticals quite funny. Cross comes in from Romania. It's another miss by Mings. He really is crap. He's crap, isn't he? He really is crap. Would you be happy with Pau Torres, Rice and Sancho? Yeah, I would, Cass. I would be happy with that. As I said before, it's not, obviously I think I'd like to get Varane. We're not going to get our first choice options on everything. I appreciate that. But I'm not convinced we're going to buy a centre defensive midfielder. So I've said it before on the United stand that to me this summer for United will be judged on whether we get a centre defensive midfielder or not. If we don't get one, I think it's a failure. I don't care whether we get Varane or Sancho. It's a failure. Mark, who is more boring to watch, United or England? And be honest, says Amy Assey. And would you rather have 0 hypotheticals or 2 World Cups? Says Todd Miller. Southgate plays a centre back as a right back over Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Why? Says Sakan. I think Southgate's a worse manager than Solskjaer is the answer to your question there. Yeah, it was Godfrey who misses it. I don't know why they're showing Calvert-Lewin. No, it was Calvert-Lewin. I was right. Bloody shut up. Everyone in the chat, sit down. It was Calvert-Lewin. I said it was Calvert-Lewin. Getting criticised. It was a bad miss anyway. It was a bad miss and he should have scored. But no, Southgate's a worse coach. I know Solskjaer has his critics and people, and it's popular to say Solskjaer's crap, but Southgate's not a good coach. Like, you get me his CV, it's terrible. It's just didn't he get the job because he was under 21 manager as well or something like that? He ain't a good coach. Lovely play by Grealish. I love Grealish. He's such a good player. Gets it back. Good tackle. Wanted a foul there, but I think that was a good tackle. Hey, you need your eyes testing if you think it was Godfrey who missed the chance, and take it up with Matterface because he's wrong. Get me on ITV. I can obviously spot things better than the Pratts who are doing the bloody commentary. It's my ambition, actually, to take Matterface's job. Imagine that. World Cup with Goldbridge commentating. Shut up, Dixon. You bloody Poundland Gary Neville. Giggs made you look a twat in 99. I'm not listening to you. Oh, the banter we'd have. The banter we'd have. Yeah, Grealish needs to go to a better club, and if he goes to Man City, they've got a fantastic player. John Cahill says, don't you think Calvert-Lewin's a bit average? Would much prefer Callum Wilson or Danny Ings if they weren't so injury prone. I like Calvert-Lewin. I just think he's dropped off a little bit, hasn't he, since Christmas? And I don't know why that is. I think Everton dropped off a little bit as well. Oh, Rashford. Oh, that could be. The bounce beat him, and it was a shot for Romania that went wide. I'm Romanian, and sadly, this is a failed generation. England should win this easily, says Manalu. Well, unfortunately, England don't win easy anything. Been a bit lacklustre. Got to be honest, we've been a bit lacklustre. Here from Croatia, says Matteo. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from, everybody. Euros incoming. We're going to have watch-alongs for the Euros on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and get involved. Bottom right-hand corner, everybody is welcome. Very excited to have some tournament football coming, which is great. I'm not a big fan of the summer when there's no football. When the season ends at the start of June and then there's no football till August. I mean, really, it's side netting again. Mings not doing well to block the shot there. Romania having the better chances. Got people watching from Dubai, Afghanistan, Australia, Antarctica, Portugal, Southgate out, Scotland, Dubai, Indian Ocean Territory, Germany, New York, Albrice. Is that Albania or Greece? New Jersey, Turkey, Twickenham, Ireland, Malta, Austria, Canada, Morocco, Serbia, London, Calvert-Lewin's injured, Singapore, Antigua, Zimbabwe, Brooklyn, Birmingham, from Brooklyn to Birmingham, from Ireland to Canada, from France to Hong Kong, from Nigeria to Romania, from Cornwall to Malaysia, from Trinidad to Luton, from Romania to... I'm just reading two together. From Romania to Egypt. From New Delhi to Dubai. From Stoke to Iran. From Western-super-Mare to Denmark. And from Mongolia to Egypt. From Swindon to Ghana. From Florida to Kenya. From Jersey to Burnley. And from Sweden to Belfast. From Hucknall, I know Hucknall, North Nottingham to Norway. Hi Mark, do you think Mo Salah doesn't get enough respect? I hate Liverpool as a United fan, but I think his numbers are insane and no one respects him, says Philip. I think Mo Salah's in that world where it's popular to dislike him, isn't it? You know, he had a period 3 or 4 years ago where he's brilliant. And his numbers are good. I like Salah. I think he's a very good player. Mark, I have a feeling Mings will get the Phil Jones treatment from you. Bring on the laughs in the Euros. I hope he doesn't get the AS. I hope he doesn't get it. From Grimsby to Chicago. That's the best one yet. I hope he doesn't get the Goldbridge treatment because I hope he doesn't play. Oh, lovely play by Grealish. Rashford, he should have got the shot off again. Too many touches, Rashy. Too many touches. Just hit it. He took too many touches there. Oh, Mings is having a shit game, you know. I'll have a beer after this. Can you twerk for the chat? Matteo, if I could twerk, I would do it for you. But not with this back. It's like, you know, if Dembélance has got breadstick hamstrings, I've got breadstick back. I was warming up for some football the other day, and I stretched my back like that and did that round the house, and there was this almighty crack. Someone thought there'd been an earthquake, and I went, don't worry, it's my back. It literally, I stretched it around like that, and it was the loudest crack you could ever hear. Crack, not crap. I'm not at that point yet. Crapping myself. I tried to do some stretching. I did the largest crap I've ever seen. It just came out. Those days are to come. Lovely play here. Grealish again. Right hand side. He's right up against the touchline though. England won't make it out the group, says Dan Breen. I mean, is Luke Shaw? Oh, come on. We'll have a foul for that, ref. We'll have a foul for that. If Rashi gets surgery, will Ahmed play left wing, says Sachin. Are you going to watch the under-21 final, says Christoph? If you tell me when it is, I might do. I had to explain to my co-worker here in Florida what a full kit wanker is. Southgate out, Lampard in, says Sean Atwood. And watching from Zane's mum's house, says Chris Mitchener. Oh, don't burn Zane like that, unless you've been invited round. Another chance for Ward-Prowse to put a cross in. I do want to, just for the next couple of minutes though, I do want to talk about the Euros. And I want to ask people, I mean, I know a lot. I know a lot. I also don't know a lot, but I do know a lot about football. But I don't actually know a lot about international football because I don't like it. I don't like international football. I don't really watch it. But I love it when it's the World Cup and I love it when it's the Euros. So I'm a fair weather international fan. I don't pretend to enjoy international breaks. I bloody hate them. If you listen to me on Twitter when it's an international break, I hate it. But let's just watch this Ward-Prowse free kick. He might shoot. Oh, straight into the keeper's arm. Someone's going to get across the front post there. Would you sell Rashford to 70 million to get Grealish, says Pisco? No, I wouldn't do that. Would anyone do that? I wouldn't do that. Yeah, but what I wanted to ask is, I'm sure a lot of you do watch international football. Ever tried a massage gun for your back? I got one a couple of weeks ago for my shoulder, and my back's never felt so loose, says Murray. Oh, that sounds lovely, Murray. That sounds lovely. That sounds mint, Murray. Here's Mings now. He's stepping up his game a bit. Wasn't a bad ball. What I was going to ask you, those people who watch a lot of international football, how good are Czech Republic and Croatia? Are they any good? Croatia got to the final, but are they any good now? Or are they, not as good? Here's Rashford. No, he's got no pace there. Where was Rashford's pace there? United beaten to Sancho by Plymouth, thoughts, says Sentry. Ha 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 ha. Croatia are decent, says Danny Wright, but they've fallen off a bit, says the big boys. They'll give England a good game. Scuba Diver says they're still good, but they're not as good as they were. Czech Republic are decent, says Red Devils. And Mark, that I thought he'd scored video has 1.6 million views. Which video is that? Oh, yeah. I know what you're on about now. Czech Republic is pretty good, Mark, but England all the way. They're okay because they've got Soucek, says Gavin McCarthy. Please do England player ratings, says Ryan Benton. What now? I'm here shouting at the TV in a bloody friendly. Southgate out, says Oliver Green. Here's Rashford. He's going to score. Oh, he shoots wide. Singing in the classes, music for your masses. Get no hair, na na na. Can't sing that. Good run by Rashford, but he shoots it wide. Yeah, so England are playing Croatia as their first game, so that's exciting. The hardest game of the group is England-Croatia. That's next Sunday at 2:00. We're doing a watch along for it. Looking forward to it. The beers are going to flow for that, I think. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because if you get a bad start against Croatia, there's a lot of pressure on the Scotland game. You could be out. So England have got to start well. And I watch this England team under Southgate and I just don't see any imagination. Can't afford to not lose that game. Rashford is the most overrated player known to man, says Harrison0121. And Mark, there's a video of you commentating over football goals with over 1 million views. Maybe worth a react, says Bones445. Yeah, but I haven't got the... I'd get done for copyright, wouldn't I? But tell me the name of the video and I'll have a look at it just for my own use. Rashford finish was worse than Dan James, says Manu. It was on his left foot, Manu. Players are getting blinded by the ref's shirt, says David Page. It's the pink shirt, David. It's the pink shirt. Wenger, good call for manager. Mark Southgate reminds me of Ollie, says Dave Bennett. Spitting out the water after the red card is the best, says Rudolph the Red. Well, hopefully we're going to get some of these moments over the Euros, because there is quite an iconic moment of me from the World Cup that actually turned into a GIF. You can get it as a GIF. If you're on Twitter and you're ever looking for GIFs, if you type Goldbridge in the GIF search box, you'll find this. And that's my reaction to the penalty win against Colombia in the World Cup. And that was, you know, I know coming home is 30 years of hurt, but for me that was nearly 30 years of penalty hurt. Going back to 90. I remember 90, crying as a little boy. 96, pissed off. 98, we lost on penalties as well. So winning on penalties was fantastic. Goldbridge reacts to football content, says Matt Hunt. Oh, it's as a second channel. That's not the name of the thing. Thanks for the contribution there, Olatunji. A couple of subs here. Declan Rice comes on for Ward-Prowse. I think he's done enough to go, but we'll see. And Sancho comes off as well. I doubt Sancho's done enough to start. So Declan Rice is on. Saka over Rashford, says Enigma. Bellingham's on as well. The changes do come. Hi Mark, do you believe Rashford should start at Euros, says James Jr.? Well, I think the fact that Southgate's doing exactly what Ollie does again is hilarious. Like, Rashford should not be playing 65 minutes a week before the bloody Euros. You should take him off. Exactly. Zaki's just said it. How is Rashford still on? Because this is what they do. This is what they do. I've never understood why Ollie does it, and Southgate does the same. It's like, has he got something written in his contract that he has to play every bloody minute? Like, get him off. Rashford looks miles better than Sancho. You tired fans would never think that. Rashford, best player on the pitch for me, says Suki. I don't know. I think Ward-Prowse has had a very good game. And Grealish, but, you know, Rashy hasn't been terrible. Rashford's gone to the right. It's called Football Goals, but Mark Goldbridge is commentating, and it's non-copyright as it has ads, says Bones 445. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Penalty to England. Penalty to England. And it's Grealish who wins the pen. Lovely run by Grealish into the box. Shows his strength. Oh, yeah. Clever. Clever. And that's why he's got to start for England, Grealish. Because he makes things happen. Rashford's going to take it. I wondered whether Rashford would take it, because we probably haven't really got a penalty taker on the pitch without Harry Kane, have we? So I suppose you pull Rank as the captain. So 1-0 to England. He hasn't actually took it yet. I'm being a little bit presumptuous here, but Rashy, he'll do his little roll up and he'll put it in the bottom right hand corner. He'll roll it. Watch. He's going to run around it and put it in the bottom right hand corner to the keeper's left. Told you. I told you. I know it. I would have. If I had to save that, I would have saved that. I told you. I know how he takes penalties. I knew he was going to do that. He runs around it and he'll pass it to the right, and it's exactly what he did. And I would have saved that. I wouldn't. Not with my back. I'd still be moving. But I knew he'd put it there. I knew it. I would have saved that if I was 20 years younger. But yeah, prediction. Oh, you know, you watch Rashford a lot. You know, this is why the goalkeepers get told where to go, because I just know. I know. You know, if you're a United fan, you know how Rashford plays. You know his body shape. You know what he's going to do. Good penalty though. Clearly hasn't done his own work. I should give myself more credit there actually, because he doesn't always go that way. I suppose I would have made a really good penalty goalkeeper. Should have played me in the Europa final. England winning though, important. Grealish. He's got to start Grealish next week. If he doesn't start, that's the thing I'll lose my shit about next week. If the team news comes out at 1 o'clock next week and Grealish isn't starting, I'll be bloody furious, because he's got to start. He's so important to this England team, because he's like Bruno. He makes things happen. And that's what it's all about. He makes things happen. People saying it's a soft penalty. It's clever. He's skinned the man, and then he uses his body to get across him. It's clever by Grealish. It's not diving, because he makes the connection happen. It's harsh on the defender in some ways, but it's clever. Nice ball out to Rashford here. Lovely cross. Keeper gets hold of it. Rashford's had a good game, you know. I think Luke Shaw should be the starting left back for England, but I think he's going to go with Chilwell, to be honest. The US are in the CONCACAF Nation League's final later. I hope we can win this with extremely young group we have, says Jordan Elford. Good luck. And I know United after Sancho, but I would rather get Grealish. 70 million would get him from Villa, says Dazzo. I'm not going to argue. I would love Grealish at United, but we're not looking at him. We're looking at Sancho. So, you know. Would your man Dave have saved it, says Robert McCormack? No, probably not, to be fair. Although, having trained with Rashford, he should know exactly what I knew there. Sal Pogba and get Grealish. The guy is absolute class. Also, Ben White has been very good. No, you've ruined it, Tam. You've ruined it, Tam. You've ruined it. Don't want bloody Ben White. What do you think of Jordan Henderson, though? Do you think he looks fit? He's going to have a big week this week, Henderson. Here's Grealish again. Into Luke Shaw. Oh. Rajat says, prediction for England versus France in the semi-final. I've got England versus France in the final, so I suppose it depends how it goes. But I would expect France to beat England, yeah. Grealish on a totally different level to Sancho, says Robert McCormack. Ward-Prowse needs to go to the Euros, says T. Finchy. What if England bottle the group stage, says Randy? Well, they're out. Simple as that! Luke Shaw looks so damn good, but best left back in Europe, says Siddharth. The Anison says, be honest, do you hate Boovy? Oh, no. No. Underestimating Netherlands and Portugal, says June. I hope I'm underestimating the Netherlands and Portugal. I hope they do well. I don't want France to win it. I find it boring when, you know, teams become good for a long, long time. Who you fancy to win the Copa America this year, says Jeffrey. Well, I've got no idea. I don't even know how good Croatia and Czech Republic are, and they're in England's group. I can't tell you how good the South American sides are. Luke Shaw looks so damn good. Best left back in Europe, says Siddharth. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everyone's welcome. The Euros are just around the corner and we've got lots of content for you. What a dive. What's that lad doing there? That is embarrassing, mate. Ivan. Well, you're not Ivan Drago. You drive a van. Oh, that doesn't even work. That's terrible. You know what? Sometimes I wish I could just... Yeah. The trouble with being live is sometimes, if that was pre-recorded, I would cut it for being crap. It was rubbish. Sometimes that's what happens, though. If Brazil pick Fred, they're not going to win it. Oh, here we go. 1-1. Oh, good block. Whoa, what a save. Oh, my God. What a save by Sam Johnston. That is a cracking save. World class. World class. Watch this save. How does he make that? On the volley. Good volley. Oh, it's magnificent. That is a really, really good save. He won't be getting Pickford's spot, but magnificent save by the lad. And then he punches it away. The great thing about that is people would say it was a world-class save if it's a volley on the edge of the 6-yard box. If it was straight at him and he palmed it over for a corner, people would say it was a world-class save, but it's not. That is a world-class save because the volley is going in the goal and he dives to save it. That's what makes it world-class. Watch this. He dives into the area to make the save. Brilliant. It's not straight at him. He's got to move to save it. Lovely save by Sam Johnston. Trippier's coming on. Lingard's coming on. If England win the Euros, then Borussia Dortmund will put their price for Jadon Sancho straight back up to 120 million, says Jack Lynch. I don't think... I want to ask this. Rashford's coming off for Lingard and Trippier's going to come on for Shaw. I don't think that... I don't think Sancho's going to start for England. Considering Southgate will either play a back five or a back four with two... He'll play two holding midfielders anyway. So it'll be Rice and Henderson or Phillips and Rice. And a back four, which means he's going to play a number 10... Harry Kane. So who do you think is going to pick? Harry Kane will start. The holding midfield 2 will be a 2, and then you've got 3 players to play. Who do you think is going to play in them 3 attacking positions? Right, left, and number 10. Who do you think is going to play? Because I think he'll definitely start Mount. And if he starts Mount, he's got to start Grealish, which means he'll probably pick Rashford or Sterling. Or will he drop Grealish to play Mount, Rashford, and Sterling? So, for me, Sancho won't start. So his price ain't going anywhere. I don't think Sancho will start. I don't think Southgate's a big fan of Sancho's, to be honest. Another reason today why United shouldn't be paying any more than 65 to 70 million for Sancho. I've never seen him have a good game for England, says Ben Anderson. Well, this is why I don't think Jesse Lingard should go to the Euros. Because if you think about it, oh my God, it's just stamped on Grealish's head. That's a disgusting foul. That's a red, that is. Disgusting. He's been at him all game, that number 6. Watch what he does here. Grealish goes on the floor. Just kicked him on the head. Oh, luckily he didn't stamp him. He didn't stamp, but he did kick him in the head. What outcome makes Southgate lose his jobs in the Euros, says Orlando? I think anything less than the quarterfinals and he loses his job, yeah. Sancho won't get any game time for his price to go up, says Robert McCormack. I agree. So that's why I wouldn't take Lingard, because if he starts Mount, Grealish and Rashford, that means Sterling, Foden and Sancho are on the bench. So how does... He's given another penalty. He's given another penalty. The ref has given a penalty here. It's another one. It's justice jam on toast because it's that number 6. And he's late on Calvert-Lewin there. Against Croatia, it'll be a back 5. Phillips and Rice, Mount, Kane and Rashford, says Gwydion. Which is even less reason to take Lingard. If you've already got Sterling, Sancho and Foden on the bench, why would you take Lingard? So it makes no sense. But he'll do that. I think he'll do that. Henderson's going to take the penalty for England. I don't know nothing about Henderson, but I think he's going to go same place. He's going to go to the right again. He's going to curl it with a bit of height to the right. No, he's missed it. He's bloody missed it. He's bloody missed it. Henderson's a prat. He should have gone where I told him to. He went to the left. Crap penalty. You should never go for that corner because you make your angle smaller. It's a crap penalty, that. Should have put it where I said. Why didn't Lingard take the penalty or Grealish? Or Calvert-Lewin? Why is Jordan Henderson taking penalties? Is he a penalty taker? Weird. So 12 minutes to go. Oh, that was crap. Would I take Koulibaly for 40 million, says Mikey? I'm not aware of these reports, but yes, I would. I like Koulibaly. Kalidou Koulibaly. Pockets for Mino Amani. Aguero, Kane and Vardy. Stick them in the bin, don't try me. United, they want to buy me. Dollars for Koulibaly. I can't remember it. I used to have a rap for Koulibaly. Opinions on Scotland's potential in the Euros, says I'm begging for Wi-Fi. Scotland's potential in the Scotland's potential in the Euros. I think they'll be up for England and get beat by Czech Republic and Croatia. They might get something out of England. Looking forward to that. Friday night at 8 o'clock as well. It's going to be a big one. Vardy is retired, yeah, Pulley, from international duty. But to be honest with you, I think Calvert-Lewin offers England more than Vardy. I know Vardy's a better player, but you know Calvert-Lewin just does offer you more in relation to that physicality, which I think in international football you're very. I don't think Vardy ever really suited international football because there's not many international teams that are going to play a high line and get caught. Here's Calvert-Lewin. Oh, good shot, good save. Not a very nice comment there. I hate Henderson. Why is he taking penalties? Says Joel Matthew. Why is Henderson even in this squad? Says Joseph. God, it's only a penalty in a friendly. It's his first half an hour of football in 5 months as well. I like Henderson. I just wonder whether he's fit. But my man of the match is Grealish. I think he's been magnificent. Good play by England here. Bellingham. Good cross. Good save. Their keeper's had a good game. Calvert-Lewin getting on the bed of it, on the end of it. He's not getting into bed with it. It wasn't that good a cross. Oh yes, Calvert-Lewin's gone to bed with this cross. It's so great. He's got on the end of it, is what I meant to say. Probably would have been a foul anyway, but it's a good save by the keeper. Calvert-Lewin, I think, is coming off. And Ollie Watkins comes on. He'll be going home. He's not part of the squad. A lot of people saying, what have you thought of Sancho? How he performs for England is not going to massively bother me, to be honest with you. Oh, what a save! Onto the bar again. Bellingham nearly scores. It's not a goal. Chelsea should sign Calvert-Lewin, says Daily Smith. Lovely play here. Lingard and Watkins. Cross by Watkins. Bellingham with the header. And it's the defender who puts it over for a corner. Not a save. Oh, what a clearance by the defender there. Mad flexibility. So, you know, England a little bit unlucky not to have put this game to bed. But it's Trippier on the corner. Lovely evening in Middlesbrough. Go! Oh, Mings. How's he not scored that? Don't bang the floor. How has he not scored this? Good cross by Trippier. Oh, come on. He's done all the hard work. It's not even hit his head, it's hit his ear. He's eared it. Should be a goal, that. That was minging. Joshua King says Bellingham is the real baller from Dortmund. I mean, he should be at United. He should be at United, Bellingham. He's a fantastic player. Yeah, Bellingham's only 18 as well, I think, and he's only just 18, isn't he? Or is he still 17? Got to Google that. Jude Bellingham. 17. He's 17. He's not 18 until the end of the month. Unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent. Yeah, because he played over 30 games in the Championship in midfield at 16. That's just unreal. Because the Championship, if you don't know anything about it, it's a very physical and very competitive league. And to be playing in the midfield at 16... Here he is now, driving forward. Bellingham. Nice ball into Grealish. Oh, wins the corner. Bellingham's going to cost mad money. Yeah, he will. If United got Bellingham, then would we have three generational talents in Greenwood, Ahmed and Bellingham, says Ben Anderson. The problem is, if Diallo was at Dortmund since Christmas, he'd have been playing in the first team since Christmas. If Bellingham had been at United for a year, he'd be in the bloody reserves. So the thing is, I think he made the right decision for his career, to be fair. Because, all right, United messed up signing him. But do you think Ollie would have picked Bellingham ahead of McFred? No chance. So he made the right decision for his career, definitely. Trippier with the cross. Oh, he's missed it again. Oh no, it's not Mings this time. It's Ollie Watkins. Back post. Bellingham is worth whatever Dortmund want. Unreal, says Jake Marshall. Godfrey with the flicked header. And Watkins on the back post. Been a good last 10 minutes has been good. Oh, what they're doing shooting from there. Remember that save by Sam Johnston, though. Cracking save. Switch it. Got loads of room on the left-hand side here, Romania. Cross comes in. Johnston again. I tell you what, there's been some chances for Romania. Sam Johnston's had a good game. Good cross. Thoughts on Sam Johnston? He'll be lucky if he won't get a minute in the Euros. It'll be Pickford in goal and Henderson as their reserve, but Johnston's done very well. If it was possible, United should sell Rashford and bring in both Grealish and Sancho. We also need a DM like Zakaria or Rice and a top centre-back, says Shane. There is an 8 o'clock on the United stand. Yes, there is. And that Johnston save was fantastic. What's wrong with Seb? Johnston won't play, but he's England's best keeper, says Jake Marshall. And yeah, I don't disagree with that. Mark, do a video Rise of Goldbridge. Is that a porn? I don't know what. I'll take Lingard. He's the only player that can run with the ball in midfield other than Mount. He won't play Grealish, Foden, etc. in midfield is YUFC. Yeah, but mate, I disagree with you on that one. If Lingard wasn't part of the initial squad, why would you take him now? Because the most idiotic thing in the world is you're in a quarter-final against Spain. You've started with Mount, Rashford and Kane. You take Mount off for Foden and then you take Rashford off and bring Lingard on but leave Sancho and Grealish on the bench. Like, this is what I mean. There's no logic in taking Lingard when you can only play 3 forwards. And whatever 3 forwards he plays behind Kane, whether it's Grealish, Mount, Sancho, that would leave Rashford, Sterling and Rashford, Sterling and on the bench. And somebody else, actually. I'm trying to think who it would be. But, so, you know, there's no point taking Lingard because you've got so many other players. And it would be unfair if he started bringing Lingard off the bench instead of a Foden or a Grealish because they were picked ahead of him. So that's what I mean. I like Lingard, but what's the point in taking him? Because say next week against Croatia, you start Mount, Sterling and Rashford. You've got Sancho, Foden and Grealish on the bench. There's 3 ahead of Lingard. So it doesn't make any sense to take Lingard. And Saka. So yeah, it makes no sense taking. I'd forgotten about Saka as well. So it makes no sense to take Lingard. It's not that I don't want to take Lingard. It just makes no sense in a squad sense because he'll never play a bloody game. And if he does play a game, why did you not pick him in the squad in the first place? Because Saka, Sancho, Mount, Foden, Grealish, Sterling, Rashford should all be playing before Lingard comes off the bench, and they won't all play, will they? Free kick to Romania late on here. If Saka's injured, then yes. And if Lingard's a cam, so's Grealish, so's Foden, so's Sancho, so's Mount. So he's behind all of those. I would take Ward-Prowse, but I don't think he will. I think he will take Lingard because I think Southgate is like Ollie. I think he has favourites, and I don't think he's a brave coach. I think he'll just go with favourites. He'll go with morale. He'll go, oh, Lingard played in the World Cup 3 years ago. Let's take him for the morale. Late free kick here for Romania. Into the wall. 3 minutes added on. I'm with Advath. We've got enough number 10s. Get Ward-Prowse for depth and balance. Yeah. You've got to think of the squad, really. Oh, Lingard. The ball was Grealish there. Take Godfrey and get Mings out. I mean, fair play to Mings for getting called up, and I don't know how, but you know, dreams can come true. Do I think England can win the World Cup? No, it's not the World Cup. That's why it's the Euros. Do I think England can win the Euros? I do think they can win the Euros. I think if they had a decent coach, it would still be very hard. Do I think they can win the Euros with Gareth Southgate? No. No, I really don't. I just don't think he's a very good coach. And I think ultimately that will be the problem. And I think ultimately we're going to see a lot of England players, a lot of England games where it's quite taut. United want Tillemans. Check MPB mark, says Sal. Let's have a look. I'd love that to be true. I don't think England will. I don't think United will. Manchester United want to sign Leicester midfielder Yuri Tillemans. The Belgian expects to leave this summer once he plays a good Euros and is now worth around 65 million euros. That's from Belgian football journalist, freelance pundit. Also, apparently they're still interested in Mauro Mbari, but the biggest advances to sign him have been made by Spanish sides Valencia, Sevilla and Atletico Madrid. And Barry will leave. Getafe, however, is not a priority for Manchester United. Is an option in the event that they cannot sign their priority targets. There you go. Well, I believe it when I see it. We're about to hit full time here. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're heading into a big week on this channel with the Euros kicking in. That is full time, and it's a good win for England. 1-0 win ahead of the Euros. I don't know what I've just done there. Ahead of the Euros. Game is over. Timer is still on. That's what I was trying to close the timer. But thanks everyone for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're going to be live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock in about an hour's time. So join me for that. And yeah, lots of content on this channel as we build towards the start of the Euros on Friday night and that Italy versus Turkey opener. Lots and lots of content to come on this channel. You're all very welcome. And thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll speak to you all in a bit. See you on the United Stand at 8.